Hello and welcome to Adobe Illustrator Making Selections tutorial. This is just kind of a quick run through. You have downloaded the Adobe Illustrations Making Selections tutorial. It's that zip file right there. It's in your documents, in your downloads folder. Double click on that to expand, and we have two files that we're going to use for this tutorial. MakingSelections.pdf and select.ai. To open the PDF in Adobe Acrobat, which is the software we want to use, you're going to right-click with your mouse to bring up a contextual menu and go Open with Adobe Acrobat Reader. Your menu may look a little different. All right, so now that you've got the PDF open, notice that there are some corrections made in red to the document, to the PDF. That's because you're working with a newer version of Adobe Illustrator than this tutorial was originally written for, so we've made some adjustments to that. Just navigate through the PDF to give you the instructions. It's step by step. It will take you through learning each of the selection tools so you can make modifications to your illustrations and to your text, to your type in the illustration as well. Minimize the window by clicking the yellow button in the upper left corner. Go back to the desktop, to the Documents folder, double-click on select.ai to launch Adobe Illustrator, and let's get into the tutorial. This is the selection tool, this black arrow in the toolbox. The toolbox is on the left side. These tools allow you to select whole objects. This is the selection tool. The direct selection tool, that white arrow right there, the hollow arrow, allows you to select parts of the object, such as individual parts of a path, like that, or say this anchor point. This anchor point here can be selected by itself using the direct selection tool. Also, these direction handles allows you to change the shapes of paths and objects. So that's the direct selection tool, allows you to change parts. So regular selection tool allows you to select whole objects. You'll learn this by going step by step through the tutorial. Follow the instructions in the PDF, makingselections.pdf. This is the type tool over here in the toolbox. Select it to modify your text. Each of these tools has a particular function. Switch between them just as if you were using, say, a hammer or a screwdriver. I'm going to change up things now. I want to change the typeface, so I need to choose a panel, a type panel, character panel, and I don't see it over there on the right side, so let's go to the window menu here. Here's the character panel. If you don't see a panel on the right-hand side, it's because it's been minimized or hidden. Go to the window menu and choose that panel that you want. So here we're digging around in the character panel, and there's lots of different typefaces. My character panel looks a little different than yours because I'm using a newer version of Illustrator than you are. Once you settle on a typeface, you can change the size. That looks a little small, so maybe let's get a little bigger here. Use your selection tool to move that object around. That word is an object, just like your illustrations are. It's part of the illustration. All right, I like it there, but see how that word's being hidden by those wing shapes. So what we need to do is we need to go to the Object menu, and we're going to arrange what order those shapes are stacked in. So we're going to bring it to the front. You could send it backward, forward, send it to the back. This time we're going to bring it all the way to the front. Okay. Now it might be time to change up things with color. You're moving beyond the tutorial at this point. You're making your illustration more custom. Right now this has got a black fill. Once it's selected, you can change the color of that fill with these swatches. So select the objects, select the path, the shape, whatever you want, and then make those modifications. Okay, now it's time to change the stroke weight and color. You can do that similarly to what you just changed the fill. So again, in the swatches panel, the stroke and fill are controlled here. So click on the stroke to get at that. Here's the stroke panel over in the panels on the right side. You change the weight of the stroke, the thickness of it. Now I'm changing the color of the stroke, and I'm settled on that. So there's the changing up of strokes and fills. Let's add a shape to this. I'm going to use the rectangle tool over in the toolbox. Click and drag with the tool to make the shape. I'm making a rectangle here. And it's filled with that magenta color because that was the default. I don't want that yellow stroke, so let's make that none. I'm changing up the fill color by having that shape selected, and then also selecting the swatch in the swatches panel. So that allows you to change the color, the fill color of the shape. I'm going to send it to the back now. Just like we brought the word to the front, we are going to go to the object menu. Oops, ignore that. Sending it to the back so we can see our design, our illustration. And let's see, now we can reshape that object, resize it by selecting it and grabbing one of the handles in any of the corners or that center handle in the middle of the shape. So let's make it big. Let's push it all the way out, enlarge it all the way to the document size. That little black line is the margin of your document, your letter size document. Similarly, you can scale it down, make it smaller by grabbing those handles and just clicking and dragging. So there we've got a shape behind our illustration, but maybe we like it without. So I think I actually prefer this today without. You may be different. You may want a shape or color behind there. So that's entirely up to you. That's you being a designer. All right, a couple of quick adjustments here, and now time to save. We're going to go up to the File menu and choose Save. This will save this into the Adobe Illustrator format, the .ai format. This is okay, so we're going to just say okay and move past this. And once it's saved, now we're going to save as a PDF. And the PDF format is what I want you to upload to Canvas. Notice right now it's select.ai. That's the native Adobe Illustrator format. Anything in front of that period .ai or .extension is okay for you to change. And here is the format, the Adobe PDF format that you are going to save it in. Notice that the extension now changes to agree with that format that Illustrator is going to write. All right, then save. These are the defaults for the Adobe PDF setting. That's fine for today. Go ahead and save the PDF. Now you've got a PDF that you can upload to Canvas. This was a very quick demonstration of the tutorial. We'll have more time in class to work on this, and if you have any questions or you had some difficulties, we can address those in class. However, you should be able to follow through the tutorial pretty well and make your illustration look way more awesome than this. This is just very basic. All right, thanks for watching, and I will see you soon.